All right, everybody, welcome in Season 3, Episode 31 of the Swishlist Podcast. We have a lot to discuss, starting with the playoffs, what's happening in the East, what's happening in the West. We will talk about it all. The fact that Knicks fans wanted Mike Brown fired, and they are dominant right now in the postseason. What do we expect to see out of the Spurs versus the Wolves, knotting things up at 2-2? You've got Detroit dropping games. You've got the Lakers on the brink of being swept. What do we do about AJ Mitchell? Should teams be going after him? And do you pay Austin Reeves? We have a lot to discuss. Of course, we will talk about the NBA draft, and we will close things out discussing the Draymond Green drama. Whose career would you rather have, and who's the scarier player? We have a lot to get into on this episode. So we will start with the games that happened tonight. We're recording this Sunday night on May 10th. The Knicks, they swept the Sixers in dominant fashion. They lose OG. They didn't skip a beat. And the drop coverage that beat Boston, they got exposed against the Knicks. It was total domination across the board. What stands out to you with the New York Knicks?
Knicks came out and dominated. I think we all thought this series would at least go 5 games. Probably 6. I think me and you both had it going to 7 with whoever winning.
Yep.
But the Knicks just played so much faster. They just looked complete. They just looked like they knew what they wanted to do. They did depend on that 3-point ball, but it seemed to work out in just about every single game, especially if we want to just even look at game 4. They came out hot. Everybody was hitting. They tied the record for the most 3-pointers in a first quarter. They had almost 50 in the first quarter. They just knew the goal that they were trying to accomplish. Like you were saying with the drop coverage, you have Cat holding the ball up top, coming off of screens, doing their DHOs, and just nobody's guarding. Joel Embiid standing in the paint, Andre Drummond standing in the paint, nobody willing to guard at all. So it was live or die by the 3-point ball, and the Knicks just absolutely dominated. And I love what I saw from Cat the entire series. He played this Jokic-like role where he was distributing and not taking a lot of shots. Brunson was doing a lot of the shot taking, even without OG. Seemed like the plan didn't change. Deuce did a great job when he got into that starting role. Landry Shamet did really well. Jordan Clarkson, Jose Alvarado. So deep teams seems to be the success, and the Knicks have got their team figured out.
Yeah, Cat becoming a pass-first big has been incredible. He had that one possession where he spun around twice looking for someone to pass the ball to. Nobody's guarding him. He's like, oh, you know what? I'll just shoot this midi, and just drains it. He looked great, and he deserves it. He deserves it. This is a guy that has he's taken a lot of heat from Minnesota fans, from NBA fans, from Knicks fans. And so for him to be able to play like this, you see him opening things up so much more for that offense, because Jalen can then become that slashing, scoring, inside-out guard, and he's hitting the 3-ball, and he doesn't have so much pressure on him to facilitate the offense because Cat is just stepping into that role. And everybody's just ready to catch and shoot and score. Josh Hart was hitting threes. Everybody was getting buckets. And it was true, right? You lose OG and you're going, okay, this is Philly's chance to get back into the series. Deuce McBride comes in. He's just draining threes. The Knicks are on an incredible run right now. And I understand why Knicks fans are willing to buy tickets in Philly, because why wouldn't you want to watch this team play? And it's funny to see the Philly fans being so upset that like nobody wants to go to their games. Hey, maybe you should win a couple and you might have your fans show up. The writing was on the wall by the time we got to game 4. And so can't make any excuses. But man, you look at the Knicks and they're just a freight train headed for the finals. Feels like there is no team in the East that stands a chance against them at this point. Not a chance.
I don't know how anybody is going to come. I mean, they have so much time to rest, and I think it's a great segue into the other team that's in the East. It seemed like the Pistons were just going to walk away with it, but now we have a little bit of a home battle. How have you felt about this series?
Yeah, well, before I get into that, there's one more thing I do want to say before I talk about Detroit. I just want to talk about Mike Brown really quick. I want to talk about how many Knicks fans were calling for this man's job. It's his first year, and people were saying this man needed to get fired. Now, I get it. The Knicks didn't have the regular season that everybody hoped for. This was an opportunity for them to take the number 1 seed. But after they made the adjustments in the Hawks series, you can't tell me this hasn't been the most dominant team in the postseason. They have been so good every single game. And so the fact that we just were ready to write this guy off without actually seeing what was going to happen, it's crazy to me. And this is the thing, is like Knicks fans, you guys got to relax. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the moments. Understand that there's ups and downs, and let this guy show you that, hey, you brought him in for a reason. You had issues only playing your starters with Tom Thibodeau, and it was costing you with major injuries, and guys were just gassed. They couldn't make it happen. Now look at your rotation. Look at how good the rotation is. Look at Jordan Clarkson coming in off the bench and getting you consistent offensive rebounds. Was that ever a guy we'd ever hear that statement come from any team he's played on before ever? No. Look at the minutes you're getting from guys like Deuce McBride. Like, you're getting such good minutes from the bench because they've been playing consistently. And now there's chemistry from Jalen Brunson all the way to the last guy on the bench that's playing. It doesn't matter who's coming in to the lineup, who's in the game, everybody's in sync. And that starts at the coach, and then it's the star players. And you're looking at the Knicks, and it's just unselfish basketball, high quality basketball. They'd love to see, like, every single guy supporting everybody on this team. What a fun watch. Now,
Agreed.
if we want to get into Detroit and Cleveland, it's hard watching this because you see Cade and he puts up these incredible performances. Asar Thompson has been amazing on the defensive end. Tobias Harris is showing up in the series. There's two things that stand out to me right now. Detroit fans are getting really upset with Jalen Duren. They are not having it. They're not liking that Paul Reed is coming in and he's giving the same amount of production in less than half the minutes as Jalen Duren right now. And the other is we're back to Cade turning the ball over. Cade had 3 straight turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes of the game that gave the game to Cleveland. The inbound that he passed straight to Max Strus, I mean, you have to take better care of the basketball if you're Cade, especially at the point guard position. If you have the ball in your hands as much as he does, you can't just give it away, especially in crunch time. And so I get it. His midi wasn't falling. He was shooting those contested mid ranges at the end of that game, but the turnovers was really what did them in. And so you don't ever want to give a guy like James Harden or a guy like Donovan Mitchell a chance. You don't want to let these guys have a chance because they are microwaves. If they get hot, they can end a game immediately. And so now you're looking at it, and it might just be a series, but Cleveland has not proven in the playoffs that they are capable of winning any games on the road. And so, yes, if you're Detroit, you have that as a fallback, but at what cost? The Knicks are now resting because you can't close out a game.
Yeah, that was my kicker for him. I think the Pistons will eventually win this series, but if you wanted a competitive series with the hot Knicks, it was going to have to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep, which means you need to win that game 3, that toss-up where everybody's traveling back to Cleveland, and you have a chance to win this game. And like you said, Cade throws it away. You just can't make those kind of mistakes. Got to fake high, go low, do something. Can't just give it up like that. And yeah, so at this point, it's, do the Pistons win 2 straight now? Can they win 2 straight? And even if they do, that gives the Knicks at least a week until they probably have to play next. So this is great for OG. I know Josh Hart has been dealing with like some ankle injury. There's a couple other players that have just small injuries, and this gives them a great chance to just shore up everything. And that's the difference between football and basketball. Like, you can come out of a game 1 and take a punch. The Knicks can do that, especially, like Pistons might still be hot coming off of a 7-game series or something like that.
Sure.
But the Knicks are just going to be healthy, and they don't have to worry about anything going into this Eastern Conference Finals. So the Pistons are going to have quite the matchup if they can somehow get out of this even in 5 games. So it looks like the Knicks are just rolling. So Pistons needed game 3. They needed to make this series quick as well, and they did not.
I don't know if you can show me a player that is playing harder basketball than Max Strus right now. Max Strus
We're trying to get a contract.
This guy is giving maximum effort, both sides of the ball, every second he's in the game. And he is just continuing to add value on a consistent basis. I've never seen this guy defend at this level, ever. Like, these guys are really getting after it. Sam Merrill and Max Strus, those 2 guys, they get in the game. Dean Wade is giving some effort as well. I've seen some of the clips where, like, you could see some of the role players getting mad at Donovan and James for not showing up on the defensive end. Like, these guys want it. They are going for it. But, like, I've been really, really impressed with Max Strus and what he has done, both in his shot making, but just really how much he is hounding Cade. Like, he is getting after him.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't expect Max Strus to ever be the matchup. But
Yeah.
it's like, no, when he comes in the game, it's like, no, he's guarding Cade Cunningham. It's not even like switches or anything like that. That is his matchup. And I think this is where that championship mentality, a guy that's been in these moments before, you need that type of guy on your team. Like the energy guy who's going to come in off the bench and give you great minutes. And like you said with Sam Merrill, just timely three-pointers every time when it seems like the Cavs can't get any offense going.
Yep.
He comes off of this pick. It's not even like drop coverage. Like he'll get hedged and he'll just hit like this impossible sidestep three-pointer. So the Cavs role players have done a great job at keeping them in because you do get inconsistent offense too from James Harden and Donovan Mitchell at times. These are not too well-known, especially James Harden. You have a few series of Donovan Mitchell being a playoff performer, but there's a reason these teams don't have deep playoff runs when these two were at the top of the totem pole. So, yeah, shout out to the Cavs role players for what they're doing to keep them in the series.
So there's this interesting dynamic with the bigs. Evan Mobley and Jalen Duren, I feel like, are both names that the fan bases are not super in love with the performance that they're getting. Can you point to a couple of reasons why what we're seeing is happening? Like, is it truly just the matchup, like they're shutting each other down, or like both players just not delivering?
I just think both players aren't delivering. I'm starting to get like low-key DeAndre Ayton vibe and Duren. Like, I know he's giving effort, but like it just doesn't feel the same as what we were getting through the regular season. There's too many of these possessions where I feel like he's kind of playing a background role as to the regular season. Like he's not prepared for the moment, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And then Evan Mobley, I feel like for the past couple of years, we've just been waiting for him to develop into this superstar. And we always see flashes of it, but the shot is just never consistent. You never get consistent offense other than, your 5 dunks that you're going to get from this guy a game. But I feel like we've been waiting so long for Evan Mobley to just develop into this star, and it doesn't happen for whatever reason, gaining another superstar. But you have Jared Allen down there with you. There's no reason that we shouldn't be able to guarantee 20 points from you a game. We're not seeing that from him. So I think it's just that constant expectation from Evan Mobley that has just never been there.
The other thing with Mobley is when there's contact, I feel like he reacts more to the contact, not in like a negative way. Like he's not flopping, but like he's not going through the contact and getting to his spot. Like he's getting moved off of his spot when there's contact. When he's driving to the basket, like he is losing his position a lot more. And I think that makes things a lot harder. I'm not saying he's weak. I'm just saying, like, based on his body type, he's getting moved more than he's moving the defender.
And Mobley might need to put some weight on, man. Like we've never really talked about that, but he does have that skinnier build. Like I know he's like 6'11". Like he is a center, but if you want to be dominant, you got to put some weight on. Like you have to. And 4 or 5 years in, he has not done that.
Yeah. Moving to the West, you've got the Wolves versus the Spurs. Now, we got to be honest here. Obviously, I'm a huge Wolves fan. And it took a 36-point Anthony Edwards performance to beat a San Antonio Spurs team without Wemby for 3.5 quarters. So I'm not going to act like I'm super excited with how the Wolves were able to win that game. And yet, they win the game. I feel very confident saying that the Spurs are going to win this series in 6. And I've been battling with this because on the one hand, I want the Wolves to win because they're my favorite team. But then on the other hand, I don't want the Thunder to win a championship, which means the Spurs have to win this series. So Victor Wembanyama, can you please just win the games?
Be careful.
Just play in the games and win the games. Stephon Castle, can you just stop with like the extra stuff and just go win the games? Can you two just win? Because we need Oklahoma City to go home. Basketball fans across the world need the Thunder to go home. And you're the only team that's going to do it. So can you just win the games? Okay? Just go, just do it. On a serious note, give me an analysis of what you thought from the game.
Okay, well, it was a good back and forth. Like it was a solid game. And then the whole energy just kind of shifted when Victor leaves. Yeah. And it's just like, wait, Timberwolves are like, they have a shot at doing this. And you're like, this is not supposed to be happening right now. But Ant just continues to just be like, yeah, I'm here. Incredible shot after incredible shot. And then the closeout, like, shout out to Io. I thought Io did a great job at the end of the game, just handling the pressure, hitting free throws at the end of the game to close them out.
Yeah.
And the Spurs were able to stay in it, get that steal where Dylan Harper, like the double team and Dylan Harper gets that steal. Like, you think they might still have a shot, but they closed it out. But I don't know, man. The Timberwolves, it just seems like it doesn't matter. I have a feeling that they're going to somehow win one of these games over the next couple. And we're going to see a game 7. This is somehow going to go to 7.
It can't.
I don't care if Wemby play. It doesn't matter.
If it goes to 7, then the Thunder are arrested because they're going to sweep the Lakers. We can't have that happen.
It's over. We're getting Knicks Thunder. It's going to happen.
No.
I don't see any other way this happens. The only way that either team was going to be able to compete with two teams was to have long series. Now both of these teams are going to have so much rest. OKC hasn't even lost yet. They're the most confident team coming off of a championship. It's over, bro.
No. I refuse to accept this. I will not accept it until I see it happen. I believe that Wemby can still sun Chet Holmgren in the Western Conference Finals, okay? I still think it's going to happen. He just got ejected because he, absolutely gave Nas the people's elbow to the face. Some physical basketball being played out there right now. I was shocked they ejected him, to be quite honest with you. I was shocked that Zach Zarba was like, get him out of the game. Because if that's SGA or Jokic or Lucas, Giannis, some of these other guys, I don't know if they get ejected. I don't know if that's LeBron. I don't know if he gets ejected, especially where he was reacting to getting fouled. That's why I thought it would go flagrant 1, but they went flagrant 2, said get him out of the game. It was crazy.
Well, yeah, I could believe it because Nas goes to the ground, but then Nas gets up. That's like a flagrant 1 type of thing. Yeah,
that's because he's a dog.
You take the foul, elbowed me, but that's a flagrant 1. There was intent there, but you don't kick out a player for that. And I completely agree. If it was another superstar in the league, I don't think they're getting tossed. It was just a weird statement from the NBA to toss Wemby at that point. They're really trying to keep the Timberwolves in this series. They want this to go. I'm not mad at it either, though. It's going to make for an interesting series, but again, I just say it, the Timberwolves, or something like this is going to happen again. Timberwolves are going to steal either game 5 or game 6, and we're going to be looking at a game 7. But it doesn't matter because then you have to run into the juggernaut of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who might just, go 16-0. It looks like they might just sweep everybody. It doesn't matter.
I don't know about that. Okay, so we both know what's going to happen. So we're going live tomorrow night, Monday night. We're going live to cover game 4 of the Lakers versus the Thunder. Wild series. It reminds me of Golden State in their prime when you could get up on Golden State in the first half, and then as soon as you got to the third quarter, there was nothing you could do. They would come out of halftime and they would absolutely dominate everyone that they played. It's like the Thunder are like, yeah, go for it, Lakers. Yeah, go on a little run, do your thing. Oh, you got an 8-point lead at halftime. Nice. You feeling good about it? Feeling good? They gave you a little head start, and they're like, okay, now watch this. And then they start running full speed.
Exactly. Head start.
Run them down.
I love that.
Yes. They give the Lakers a head start, and then they just absolutely run them down. This has to be one of the most dominant teams that we've seen up to this point. They just seem like they can't be stopped. And the Lakers are actually doing a great job. You can see the game plan. Hey, we're going to take Shea out of the game as much as we can. We're going to hold them under 20 points, and we're going to let the other guys beat us. And the other guys are beating you. Yep. The other guys are absolutely kicking your teeth in. Yep.
And you're getting
all of them.
Great production from all the players. You're getting everything for the Lakers. This is good games.
Well, almost everyone. Ayton has been difficult to play. And we saw Maxi Kleber get minutes. We're seeing some other rotational guys get minutes because, they're trying to throw the book at the Thunder and just nothing is working.
Yeah. That's true.
LeBron leads the series in points, I think, and assists right now. He leads all players in the series. And when he comes off the floor, they're getting beat by 40 points by the Thunder. And when Shea's off the floor, they're beating the Lakers by at least 40 points. So that's the whole series right there. It's LeBron when he's on the floor, we can win. And when he comes off, they just get absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, it's just how do you manage the LeBron minutes? And if it's Austin Reeves leading the way for the team at that point, that's your downfall. And it's exactly how it pans out. The Lakers are able to go back and forth And if you watch these games, you're like, okay, the Lakers did good. How did they just lose by 22 points? Why did they
Oh,
lose by
yeah.
25 points?
Yeah,
It's like
Rui
it didn't
Hachimura
feel
is
like a
shooting
blowout.
incredibly. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
it doesn't feel like that. But all of a sudden, OKC just goes 10 straight points. And you're like, what? They're down 15? Like, when did this happen? It's like
Yep.
to start the third quarter, I think, of game 3 is exactly what happened. It was Lakers were up heading into the third quarter. And then AJ Mitchell gets a bucket. Shea gets a bucket. AJ Mitchell driving kick for a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 3. Alex Caruso gets a kick out corner 3. And it's like, this is a 15-point game all of a sudden. Like, you just cannot stop them from having the little runs. And that's what it's all about for this team. It's like those 5 minutes where you let up and now they just have to coast, go back and forth. They can let their young guys just play and go back and forth. So it's,
well, and then they run Hartenstein and Chet, and they're just getting offensive rebounds too. They're getting tip outs, offensive boards. So then you're getting the stop, but you can't rebound because you don't have the bigs to go up against these guys. And Ayton can't catch the ball. Ayton can't catch the ball and refuses to grab the rebound or to fully defend. So then you're like, well, what do we do? Shea comes out of the game. The Thunder go on a 10-0 run without him, and then he checks in. It's like, okay, well, there's the game. You gave up 10 straight points, and then SGA walks into the game and gets you another 5. Like, the game's over. And so, like, there's just nobody that's afraid. They're so ready for the moment, and then they start emoting on you. Everybody's emoting. Guys on the bench are emoting. The coaches, feels like everybody's just like, everybody's got their own celebrations. They got the TikTok dances going. And if any GM is watching the series, you look at AJ Mitchell, who's making $2.8 million. How do you not make a call to Sam Presti and offer a couple first-round picks because you know how much he loves those, and you say, we need AJ Mitchell?
You do.
How do you not?
You have to. I mean, this guy just in his second year just put up 24 and 10 in his start versus the Lakers. Yeah, like this was an easy game for him.
Drive to the rim, bucket. Mid-range contested jumper, bucket. Like set shot 3-pointer, bucket. He's doing everything.
He's just confident, man.
Yeah,
he's just confident. And I mean, this is a pick that they got last year. Again, I say, what is going on with the player development in OKC that nobody else has? Like, what is happening? Why are these guys all so good? It just fascinates me, and they're going to be so good for so long because, like you said, they have to lose AJ probably. You can't keep him. It's too much. It's going to be too much money when this guy is up for a contract. So,
yeah, but he's not up for a contract until 2028. The entire Thunder roster is under contract with the team options for next season. They don't lose anyone, and they have a top 15 draft pick. So, like, how do you even make it into the rotation as the draft pick, or do they just trade the pick away? Because this whole roster is going to come back if they want it. The whole roster.
But this is my thinking. Get a couple players who are going to get a little, big-headed, and they're going to be like, I deserve more. So you might end up losing, like a Case and Wallace. That might be my thinking, but also another young guy. So they probably don't eventually lose them. But, I mean, I think we mentioned three-peats last week. Mm-hmm. They're not losing anybody. Well, we might see a dominant run from OKC. I'm starting to get worried because the refs aren't doing anything. Ain't nobody helping. Nobody can do anything versus this team. It is scary.
Okay, so we got to talk about that a little bit. It really is weird that the NBA refs just decided that the Thunder would get all the calls. And I know people want to show the graphic of how many more free throws the Lakers are shooting. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. And we all have seen the videos. I'm not going to get into that. My biggest question is, because it's not just one player, right? It's the roster. Is the coach teaching it? Like, is Daignault teaching this? Like, the team flopping, is he teaching this? All the guards grabbing arms, are they just like, hey, listen, we're gonna go 48 minutes trying to trick the referees, and we just believe that we can trick them more than they can get us? Like, what is it?
It's exactly what it is. I mean, this is that type of intensity and initiative to try and get the refs to play to you. It comes from the coach. 100% comes from the coach. This is how this whole entire team plays. Like, you get it from a couple guys usually on a team who are playing to the refs, trying to get specific calls. Chris Paul trying to get random technical fouls on players. But this is the entire team. Every possession, like somebody falls down and all 5 players are like looking at the ref. Like you saw that, right? Chet selling contact too much.
Oh,
Just about every player selling contact too much. I, for the longest time, have said, no, it's okay. You're just let the players do it. You know, they're playing smart basketball. It's high IQ basketball. But with OKC, I am getting sick of it. Like, this is an entire team that is on some, how do I outsmart the game of basketball? They're not winning games. They're manipulating to get wins.
and they don't need it. They don't need any of it.
No.
They'd still win without it. They would win regardless. But I'll tell you one guy who's been fed up with the refs and it just doesn't matter is Austin Reeves. This guy looks like he's crying more than he's playing. And he doesn't look good. He has not been good. He's been bad in the playoffs, multiple seasons. And so if you're the Lakers, are you willing to give him a contract? Because I think they should have traded him. I've never been high on Austin Reeves the entire time since he came in the league. It's not to say he hasn't overperformed relative to how he came into the league, but I don't think he's a max player. And now it's difficult to move him because they could have gotten max value at the trade deadline. So would you sign him if you were the Lakers, knowing what you know right now?
Okay, so Austin Reeves, he's in his third of 4 years of his contract. It's 4-year, $54 million. He had, player option in 26, 27. I mean, you've seen what you get out of him in the playoffs for the last few years.
Yep.
And I don't care what kind of performance he can put on in game 4. It's time for a scenery change. You have your franchise player in Luka. Like, it would, depending on what LeBron does, but if there's a guy that you can move off of who's occupying quite a bit of money, it's Austin Reeves. You've had your trial run. Great scorer, but in the playoffs, not reliable. We talk about his defense too. Just never really a consistent guy on the defensive end. Seems to get pushed around. So if I'm the Lakers, I'm moving off of him, trying to build more players around Luka.
There were 5 straight possessions where the Thunder switched on to Reeves and scored. Like he couldn't stop anybody. So I agree. If he's worth $54 million, that means you can get $54 million worth of players in return. And I think that's what the Lakers need to focus on. You need to focus on players that fit around Luka. Go get a couple players that can make that happen. And it is not Austin Reeves. A Luka-Austin Reeves duo will never win a championship. And Lakers fans know it. Lakers fans, you know it. Like you can feel it in your heart of hearts, even though you like the guy. It's time. I completely agree. LeBron's going to get swept for the 4th time in his career. I said this going into the playoffs. It doesn't matter what LeBron does. He's not winning a title. And so people are going to label this as him underperforming, even though at his age, relative to every other player in the history of basketball, he is still continuing to do things on the court that make no sense, that nobody has an answer for. And so, is LeBron going to get swept by the Thunder? Absolutely. Your favorite team probably would get swept as well. Let's be real. And I don't really feel like there's much of a story here. I think LeBron's legacy has already been cemented. What he's doing at this point is just continuing to run the numbers up. My question for you is this, Roman. Will this be the last game that we see LeBron James in a Lakers jersey, or do you believe this is the last game we ever see LeBron James play?
Oh, last game in a Lakers jersey. I don't think it's the last game of his career. I think it'll be an off season that LeBron decides that he wants his tour. He wants that retirement tour.
Okay.
I'm assuming the reunion with Cleveland is going to happen next year. I don't care what place they're at. You go get LeBron. That's a great retirement tour. It's just great for basketball. But Laker stuff, the Genie Bus talking about, we'll see what LeBron wants to do in the offseason. It just feels like it's over with the Lakers. Especially with this year, LeBron having to lead the way. You can't get a healthy Luka. Like, it's just part ways. Let's just let it happen. If all things go good, he can just go back to Cleveland, take a pay cut and just have his retirement tour. So not the last time we see LeBron. I know that. He's got more left in the tank.
Yeah, we got to see one more season of LeBron James. I believe this is a guy, if he chose to walk away, it would be one of the most out of character decisions he's ever made in his career. Everything that we know about LeBron James screams that he's going to play one more year. I don't think he should play in LA for that season. But everything that we know screams, hey, he's going to play one more time. If I'm him, I'm taking the veteran minimum to say if I can run it up one last time, like a Ray Lewis in Baltimore, try and send it out with a title. Go on one last deep playoff run in the East like he used to. That's kind of what I'd like to see. So interesting stuff. We can't wait to see what happens in the offseason. But speaking of the offseason, today, you're going to hate this. Today, we saw the NBA draft order happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Roman is a big-time Pacers fan. And I, an objective NBA fan, told him when they made the trade for Zubac, and I can repost the video, and you know this. I told him, I said, this is not good. This is not going to go well. And it, in fact, did go horribly. We can be grateful that the Thunder did not get a top 3 pick, that the Warriors did not get a top 3 pick. And in true NBA fashion, they made sure that small market Utah, small market Indiana did not get the pick either. What did you make of the draft order?
Kind of weird seeing the Wizards get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, felt flat.
Yeah, it's just interesting situation. Are they going to keep Trae Young? Do they keep Anthony Davis with this number 1 pick? It's probably going to end up being AJ, so I'm excited to see how this even pans out. But yeah, I'm just disgusted. I am angry. As soon as I heard Clippers at 5, I was like, of course. But it's the risk you run. You go and get Zubac. You have to take the risk, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. So we run the risk, and I'm just hoping that Zubac is able to pan out. This draft class, though, even just moving on, like I don't.
Oh, we're gonna keep talking about it.
I texted Mo and I said, "You bring TJ McConnell as your representation. I love TJ, but like, what else can we expect? Like we got our role player off the bench representing the team. Like, come on, send Tyrese, send somebody. Why are we sending this guy? I love TJ, but come on. But I'm excited for the draft because there's so much depth to this draft. It's going to be one of those where 1 through about 6 is going to be great picks. So it's just going to be interesting to see where all these guys end up going. So yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the Pacers GM for just being super honest and transparent, just coming out and saying, hey guys, like, I'm sorry. We felt like we needed a good center. We feel like this is still going to pan out. We didn't mean for it to go this way, but I'm sorry that this happened. I respect that a lot. And I do believe that with a healthy Halliburton, with a quality off season for that team, we can still see them be viable. And if you're the Clippers coming out of that draft, you know how lucky you are because you missed the playoffs and lost your pick to the Thunder, that you got bailed out by the NBA because they gave you Indiana's pick. You got bailed out. We almost dogged you out based on the decisions that you made. And now you end up with a quality draft pick. Wild.
You're going to end up with any other year, you separate about the top 6 picks. All these guys could be top 3 picks. It's just like, who do you go? Because AJ is going to be off the board. Darren's going to be off the board. Boobs is probably going to be off the board. You have Caleb Wilson. You have Acuff. Like, still going to be great picks on the board when you get to 5. So it's really scary. All these teams are going to get such good players. And yeah, the Clippers still have Kawhi Leonard. Like, Darius Garland just got there. Like,
yep.
I'm so mad about it.
They got lucky. And here's the deal. Basically, if you're involved in an Anthony Davis trade, you're guaranteed, one of the teams is guaranteed to get the number 1 pick. Yeah. Because when he gets moved to the Lakers, New Orleans gets the number 1 pick. Dallas, number 1 pick. Washington, number 1 pick. It just keeps happening. It's really, it's random.
The draft,
it's interesting.
Huh? We say it's not rigged, huh?
Crazy that no small market teams get the number 1 pick again. Crazy. A lot of people are making there's conversations around AJ's reaction to Washington getting the number 1 pick. I do just want people to remember Cooper Flagg talked about this. Like, all of their agents say, no matter what happens, do not make any reaction at all. Then people point to Victor Wembanyama, who, when the Spurs got announced, he definitely made a reaction. I would too if I was going to San Antonio. And if I was going to some of these other franchises, I'd probably do a no reaction as well. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of conversations about Darren Peterson, actually. I think that AJ wants to play in Utah. He went to a private high school in Utah. He played in college in Utah, sponsored by Ryan Smith. He wants to play for the Utah Jazz, owned by Ryan Smith. I believe that you're going to see a lot of stuff come out about how Darren Peterson is more NBA ready right now, that he is a better fit with Trae Young and Anthony Davis, and that is the direction that they should go. I think there's going to be a lot of propaganda pushing them to go Darren, because AJ at this point should want to fall to 2.
I agree. I thought it was just going to be up until he got to the league, but the more and more I hear about AJ, it's just a Utah kid now.
Yeah.
Just belongs in Utah. So
yeah,
it's almost like perfect situation too. He can get starter minutes immediately. And same thing with Darren. If he ends up going to Washington, play alongside Trae Young. So it might end up working out perfectly for both franchises.
No, Washington's going to be good. Washington's going to be good. And not only that, they also can do some really interesting stuff in the trade market if they want to. You can start you can pull Giannis.
You're gonna be watching out for Washington when it hits June, middle of June. You're gonna be watching out for what the Wizards are doing. They got a lot of pieces over there.
Yeah, they could trade for big time players if they wanted to. They could keep all of their players, and they have legitimate talent on the roster. Like Washington, they're a live dog. They're a live dog.
After 6 years of nothing. Last time they were in the playoffs was with Russell Westbrook, I think. They're just like a 4 seed next year or something like that. Could you imagine? What a turnaround that would be.
They leapfrog Charlotte, and they're just like, yeah, we're a postseason team now.
Yeah, we just see Anthony Davis, Darren Peterson, and Trae Young eat like Easter Conference Finals next year.
It'd be insane. It'd be absolutely insane. Now, I will say this for the Utah Jazz, right? The Utah Jazz get the number 2 pick. They don't have to make the choice now. Sometimes it's better to not be the number 1 pick. Sometimes it's better to not have to make the number 1 pick, because you don't have to pick the guy. You can just take the second best that falls to you. That has panned out in quite a few NBA seasons. Dylan Harper was a number 2 pick. Chet Holmgren was a number 2 pick. John Morant was a number 2 pick. There have been some quality number 2 picks. Now, I know if you want to point out names like Hasheem Thabeet or Michael Kidd-Gilchrist or James Wiseman, I understand. Not every pick hits. I get it. But the thing is, the Jazz were forced to take AJ. There was no way they were not going to be able to take him. The stars were aligning that this guy has to play for your franchise. And if Washington takes AJ, you get a great player in Darren Peterson, a great player that hits that 2 spot on the rotation, which now you don't have to wonder, what are you doing with Ace? What are you doing with AJ? You can still develop Darren as your 2 guard. You can develop Ace as a quality combo guard, maybe between the 2 and the 3 position. It fits the roster really well. I believe that he is more NBA ready immediately. I think AJ has more raw talent, but Darren is NBA ready. I think Jazz fans might feel some type of way, but whichever player you get, I guarantee you are going to be very happy next season.
It's the year to have a top 5 pick. So yeah, the luxury that each of these teams is going to get is just you potentially get a franchise guy out of it. Everybody's so good. I'm really excited to see what happens with Boozer. I'm very interested to see what team gets him and how they use him, because he's not undersized, but he's only 6'9". Like, he's shorter for an NBA center, but that's how he plays. Like, do you play this guy at the 4? He's really skilled, like high IQ, safe pick. But like, how do we think Boozer's going to pan out?
I don't know. Do you think that he goes to Memphis at 3, or do you think that he falls to Chicago at 4, and they have Boozer, and then they get his son?
I think that would be funny. The Chicago legend.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna say Memphis, especially with them moving off of big. I mean, you can pair Zach Edey with Boozer, then I guess you can run him at the 4.
They moved off Triple J.
You have your Twin Towers.
Okay.
It could be fun. But I mean, I wouldn't expect anything from the Grizzlies for at least the next 5 years.
I think at Boozer's peak, he develops into Kevin Love. I think the best he could possibly be is Kevin Love, which was a machine on an underperforming Minnesota team for years, and then a quality, high-end, all-star level player for Cleveland when they win a championship. I think that is his ceiling. And when they just lost Triple J and you slot in another power forward, is he a little undersized? Yes, but there's no better time to be an undersized power forward than in 2026 when you have rosters that don't even run a power forward. Like, we've slotted LeBron to the power forward. He was a small forward his entire career. So you actually get to defend a lot more small forwards. So you're not always going to be undersized. Now, that he might have some trouble dealing with teams like the Thunder or dealing with teams like the Knicks if they want to continue to roll two bigs like they did against the Sixers. But I actually think Memphis is an awesome spot for him. I'm super excited for him.
Agreed.
And shout out to the Chicago Bulls. I saw how happy Kenny Beecham was. Shout out to the Bulls for firing their staff and then just landing the fourth pick. Like, Tony Kukoc is up there. He's just so excited.
When was the last time the Bulls got a top pick?
Ooh.
I know Montes Buzelis was pretty high, but
Buzelis was super high. It might have been Patrick Williams at 4 in 2020.
Oh, what a mistake that was.
I think
okay,
that
so
might have been
Montes
the last
Buzelis,
one.
11th. But yeah, Patrick Williams in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe White, 7th pick in 2019.
Yeah, 2008 was the last time.
Man.
Yeah, 2008, they had the number one pick was Derrick Rose. Then it was Patrick Williams at 4. So it's been a long time since they've had a draft pick this high. It's we'll see what they get.
Make another Patrick Williams type of mistake here.
Well, they're going to draft another Williams. They're drafting another Williams. They're going to get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's true. Which is much better pick than Patrick Williams.
Yeah. We got robbed of his tournament run with him hurting his hand. I'm stoked to see what this guy does in the league. Can't wait. Okay, well, we want to switch gears and talk about some NBA topics. There's been some juicy drama around the league. You think this was NBA Summer House? Some of the conversations happening with Draymond Green. 1 second, he's courtside at a Detroit Pistons game, talking about how amazing it is to be courtside. He's never done it before. Then he's in an Instagram war with Austin Rivers, and then he's taking shots at Charles Barkley on TNT. Draymond Green keeping things entertaining when the Golden State Warriors have not been because they missed the playoffs. So here's my question. Roman, what do you make of the beef between Draymond and Austin Rivers? Because I think Austin Rivers said what everybody's been thinking this entire time.
This is what Austin Rivers does. He's really good at he's actually very good at the role that he plays in the NBA now, like talking about being a role player and all the things that he has done. I think he's completely right. Like, Draymond has the greatest luxury that any superstar could have. Like, he's an energy guy, great role player, but the only reason he's in the position that he is in is because of the players that he's played with, specifically Stephen Curry. He has had his entire career. Yeah. You are able to be Robin, and you have played the Robin role very well. But man, do you need to be quiet? You are Mr. Triple Single. Shut it up, Draymond. How dare you come into a room talking to Chuck like that? Like, who are you? But Draymond's a trash talker. Like, this is what he does. This is probably what he'll do until he retires. Like, he's got to keep the energy up. He's got to keep doing this. So I can appreciate it. But yeah, shout out to Austin Rivers for all that he has done to shut down all this kind of nonsense that Draymond is putting out.
This is the thing with Austin Rivers is he neutralizes the entire conversation because he's so honest about his own career. He's like, yeah, I was a role player and I played my role. I was not an all-star level NBA player, but he was the number one player in the nation in high school. And he was pretty freaking good at Duke. He was not one to mess around with. He was getting buckets when he was playing at both of those levels. Did it translate to the league? He was a household name playing for multiple franchises. He was a good player, not a great player, but he was a solid player. Underperformed in a couple playoff series, sure. But when you look at Draymond, you gave him Robin. I might give him Alfred. I don't know if he was Robin. I think Klay Thompson was Robin. I think Kevin Durant was Robin. I think Draymond was Alfred. I think he was always there. I think he was always with the bat. I think he was there in the beginning. He was there at the end, but I don't think he was really I mean, you can make the argument he lost them the championship in 2016. You can't make that argument with some of these other guys. Like,
he's the only reason they were in that game in Game 7. That dude
went
off.
Okay, well, he shouldn't have kicked somebody in the nuts so he couldn't play. Hey, if he was so good, how come he didn't take over when Clay got injured against Toronto? I didn't see him dominate that series. What happened? They could have played he could have done a lot more. He had opportunities to do a lot more when some of those other guys weren't there, and he didn't. So, like, Draymond's a 4-time champion. He's going to be at the bottom of the totem pole of Hall of Famers when he makes it to the Hall of Fame. It's going to be him. It's going to be Rudy Gobert. It's going to be those bottom feeder Hall of Famers. He's not close to some of these top guys. So when he takes shots at guys like Charles Barkley, that's when it gets really interesting, because he's never had a year as good as Barkley's worst year ever.
You take Draymond's best year and put it up against a bad year for late career Charles Barkley. It's still better. Like, there's a reason that they call this guy. I'll say, go back to it. The triple single, man. That's what Draymond does. He's a great connecting piece, but like Chuck was the guy. Chuck was that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know where Draymond feels the need to say this kind of stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a would you rather. Whose career would you rather have? Okay. Career averages 22 points a game, 11.7 rebounds, 3.9 assists. You shoot 54% from the field, 26% from three. You are an MVP. You are all NBA. You're an 11-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, all-rookie team, All-Star MVP, but you never win a championship. You go to the finals, but you never win a championship. Or would you rather be career average 8.7 points a game, 6.8 rebounds, 5.6 assists? You shoot 44% from the field, 32% from three, 4-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 9-time All-Defense, 2-time All-NBA, and a steals champ, and a defensive player of the year. Which career would you rather have?
Sounds like a great defensive role player versus a guy who was the man for a long time. Give me Chuck 100% of the time.
We're taking Sir Charles' career here, aren't we? I mean, at his
20
peak,
points a game compared to 8.
At his peak, he averages 28 a game. 28.
Yeah, what's Draymond's peak? Do you have are you on Basketball Reference? What is Draymond's peak? Like 14 a game?
Draymond's best season, he scored 14 a game. Help me understand this, though. He finishes 7th in MVP voting. What the heck were these guys doing?
7th?
Yeah.
When? In like 2018?
This is 2015, 2016. It went Steph, Kawhi, LeBron, Westbrook, Durant, Chris Paul, Draymond Green. They had him ahead of Damian Lillard and James Harden.
Steph and Curry might be the greatest pull factor we've ever seen. Are you kidding me? We need to add that to Steph's resume.
He got Draymond Green to 7th in MVP voting.
7th. I can't believe that.
He was second team All-NBA that year. So here's the players he went All-NBA over, because this is third team. And this is back when you still had to go forwards and centers. So you have to look at the two forwards. He was All-NBA over Paul George and LaMarcus Aldridge. And this was Indiana.
This sounds like fan vote stuff. I cannot believe actual reporters and analysts were giving this.
This is Indiana Paul George. I don't know.
The greatest system player ever? 7th in MVP voting.
I know. I can't make any sense of it. I can't make any sense of it. It's insane.
Somebody who has ever searched up Draymond Green highlights in the comments, please let me know how this is possible. I need to hear it from a perspective of
I think the thumbnail is still just him shooting the ball with a backpack on. I think that's the thumbnail.
Oh, Draymond. What a career this man has had. I can't wait to see the videos 20 years from now about everything that this guy did.
Oh, dude. Oh, it's hilarious. Listen, like anybody with a brain would take Charles Barkley's career over yours. The only reason why he didn't win a championship is because he ran into the best player of all time in Michael Jordan. Certainly the best player in his era. That's the only reason why he doesn't walk out with the title. Could Chuck have done more? Sure. But he was awesome his entire career. Great player all around. No way you should ever try to call him out. And I get it. Like, he's tried to walk it back by saying like, oh, well, Kenny didn't hear what I said. And we go back and forth with Chuck all the time, but man, it landed so flat. Wow. You excited to see Draymond covering games?
No.
Neither am I. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like even after the game is over, like when he's retired, it's still going to be that trash talk vibe that you get from Draymond. And it'll be almost like a Shaq, but it's less worse. Like, like what's the word? It's like a less charismatic.
It'd be like if Robert Horry got on and was just trying to like make fun of you because he has so many championships.
Yeah. I feel like Draymond's going to get an argument like every other broadcast. Like somebody's going to come up and he's like, "What'd you say about my time when I was on the Warriors? Let's talk about it." Like, that's the type of vibes that I get from him.
He just makes it about himself.
You averaged 8 for your career, bro. It's okay. Just move on. All right, Mo, we're going to give one player an addition to their game. Tell me which one of these players is the scariest.
Okay.
We have Shaq being able to hit free throws. We'll give him 75, 80%. Giannis with a consistent jumper. Jokic with rim protection. Wemby with strength, or Luka with defense?
Okay. So Shaq's game's just still his game. He just can make free throws. So I'm going to rule that one out, even though that sounds crazy. Giannis's jumper has been decent, and they've sucked. So I'm going to take that one out as well. Wemby with strength. I actually think he's decently strong now. Like, he is dunking on people, and he's taken a lot of hits in this postseason. So we're going to take that one out. That leaves me with Luka with defense or Jokic with defense. Jokic with rim protection. I think you have to go Jokic here. I'm not a big Jokic fan personally, but if he can protect the rim, I mean, he certainly isn't losing
with Rudy Gobert's defense.
Dude, he's not losing in the first round of Minnesota. I can tell you that. Like, like, I think it's Jokic because he gives you everything on the offensive end, and then he's able to defend the rim on defense. I think it's Jokic here. He'd be incredible, be unstoppable.
My only thing is, I added Shaq with free throws. Like, it was 4 modern players, and then I wanted to add Shaq in there.
Yeah.
There's conversation. If Shaq could hit free throws, like, he'd be the greatest player of all time. If you just gave him a decent free throw shot.
He still has the same work ethic, though. That's the thing, is like he still gains all the weight, doesn't take care of himself, like all that stuff.
I know, but what does that prime look like? Okay. If he really can just hit free throws.
A better argument would have been if you give me Shaq with Kobe's mentality. That would have been so much better, I think.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's the GOAT. That is 100% the
GOAT. Then I would have gone Shaq.
That would have been unfair. I can't do that. But no, fair. I think you're right, because Jokic is like greatest offensive center weapon that we've ever seen. The arsenal is all around. And if you give him defense, I mean, what do you do against that type of player? But then I think of like Luka too. If Luka was, maybe it should have been like Luka with hustle. If Luka was just like giving effort on the defensive end.
Luka with effort, yeah.
Luka giving effort on both sides of the ball. Luka not complaining.
Can you imagine you give like Luka with Tony Allen defense? Good night. Because Luka's 6', he's 6'8". He's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, you give him
you give him Tony Allen defense. That's a problem.
So that's the comparison. Jokic with Rudy Gobert's defense, or Luka, the Tony Allen defensive mentality.
Okay, right now the only things that are playing in my head are when Chris Paul and Steph Curry have embarrassed Rudy Gobert at the 3-point line. That's what's running in my mind right now. It's really hard for me not to think about that. So I'm trying to focus just on rim protection. And now I'm thinking about when Russell Westbrook dunked on him. So this is
There's still
brutal.
A downside.
Yeah, this is brutal. I don't know. Luka with Tony Allen defense, meaning he is like shutting down
Luka with championship defense.
Could you imagine if you got Luka with Tony Allen defense guarding SGA? Oh, incredible. Incredible
Luka, can you just
series.
lock in and give us something next year? Like,
Yeah.
just play some defense, bro.
Imagine. I don't know. You're going to have to let us know in the comments what you think is the better player. Let us know. And with that, season 3, episode 31 of the Swishlist Podcast. Listen, if you are not following us already, you need to go follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And we're on a new social media platform called Buzzer, BZZR, a sports-only social media app where we are going live. We are live communicating what we're seeing in the game. You can follow the Swishlist account. You can also follow me. You can follow Roman. We also have new Instagram accounts. You've got Swishlist _ You also have Swish Rome that you can follow if you want to follow us individually. We highly recommend that you do. We got some cool content we're going to be posting, especially through the off season. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You want to see what we're doing individually? Great place for you to do it. While we start to wind things down with the pod. We got like 5 weeks roughly left of basketball. We got about a month or so left, and it is only getting more exciting. It is going to be a clash of the Titans in the Western Conference Finals, and then you're going to see what happens in the NBA Finals. We can't just wait to see it all unfold. Season 3, episode 31, Swishlist Podcast. We are out.